Hello and welcome back. This is Luke from My Future Self and this is video number 3 in the Sober series. It's another beautiful day here in Perth. I'm a little bit sweaty. I just got off the bike. It's been an active, busy morning. Not busy, productive. But anyway, try and get this nice and succinct. Okay, one of the more intriguing realizations that I experienced when I had given up alcohol for a period of time was I realized that I was an introvert. I kind of thought that I was an extrovert, given the amount of alcohol that I would consume and possibly the amount of cocaine led me to think that I was an introvert. But in fact, I worked out that I was an introvert. Now, my psychology 101, my basic understanding of introversion and extroversion is correct. Introverts find that social environments, dealing with people, social occasions, etc., they find those experiences energy draining, whereas extroverts glean energy and get amped up from interacting with people and being in crowds, etc., etc. So interestingly, up to 40% of the population are on the introversion spectrum, which leads me to think, how many people are out there medicating themselves so they better cope and handle social environments, social occasions. And if they didn't drink, would they still commit to those social commitments or not? I don't. So I'm just curious about that. Anyway, finding out that I was an introvert led me to question me and find out more about myself and what else that I didn't know about myself. So that led me to investigate my values and my virtues. Now, values are basically our innate ideas and our innate goals, and they're different for everybody, but basically that comes from your blueprint, and we're all individual and we all have our own innate values. Whereas our virtues are basically our lived values. So what actions do we take day by day to live by our values? So you could look at the values being sort of the big ticket item, and then our virtues are all the micro habits and behaviors that support our values. Now, if you look at my logo, my Future Self logo, there's my values written on the top there: kindness, patience, discipline, exertion, etc. And my lifestyle basically does everything I can to uphold and live by those values that I hold very dear to me. And for me, by working towards every day about how I can live better by my values, I'm in effect creating a daily conscious choices about how I live. Now, sobriety, philosophically speaking, means that we have, or not doesn't mean, but it creates a segue for us to know ourselves better. And if we are living by our values, by enacting the virtues that we're required to achieve those values, then we are, in effect, learning more about ourselves. And sobriety gives you that access. Unlike insobriety distracts you away from your core values and keeps you, in effect, at arm's length away from yourself. Now, you can read any psychology book or any philosophy book. If we aren't innately working and living by our own set of values and engaging and enacting the virtues or the daily habits and behaviours that support our values, we are going to feel unfulfilled. And that level of unfulfillment is only going to be amplified through the course of drinking alcohol on a regular basis. Like I said, sobriety keeps you at arm's length away from yourself, and when we're at arm's length away from ourselves, we don't know who we are. If we don't know who we are, we don't know how to choose the right choices for ourselves. And this is where that investigation, that sober investigation into what values you hold dear to you, and then constructing the daily routines and the virtues that support each of your values in your life. Alcohol steals that ability and in essence nurtures unfulfillment in your life. In sobriety, we can live with having our values, but what Insobriety will do and pull the rug out under your feet is it won't enable you to live the virtues to enact and create and sustain those values. And it's a daily discipline, and it's a daily part of your routine. So grab hold of yourself again, engage in sobriety, ask yourself what is really important to me, what do I really value, and then go a step further and say, what do I need to do each day to be able to support the values that I hold dear in my world? And we're all different, and that's the beauty of it. And the more we live by that, the healthier we get, the more fulfilled we get. That's it for today. Thank you.